pretty soon you'll be ready to take over.
I'll just go if I get it.
Good morning, happy Saturday. We have some beautiful June weather in Baltimore. Hopefully wherever or whatever you're replaying or where you are, may it be so, or we'll send you some, or we'll make some. This is a similar sequence to the last 2-ish weeks. This action of stabilizing from the navel to the pubic bone. So when this is steady, the upper back opens. Otherwise, what we're doing is we're carrying everything through the upper back, and this is what turning looks like from my upper back. And the thing about a muscle is that they work in pairs. So if I tense the bicep and I tense the tricep, I can't go anywhere. So if when I'm turning, if I am tensing both sides, and I'm tensing the front and the back and the top and the bottom, I've got nowhere to go. But if I'm using the lower abdomen, stabilizing through here, I can turn, because my upper body is open, and then I can go. And my spine is popping as I do that because I am at ease through the sides of my spine. Instead of using my spine to turn, and then the muscles along the sides of the spine that hold us upright, if I'm using those to turn, I can't go any flat, right? But if I relax those and turn from my low belly, I can go all the way to the top of my head. So we really want to begin to access down in the hips, which means we want to start in the hips. We don't want them to be fixed. We want them to be mobile. So same start that we've had on your back. Check out that you can put your hands wide and palms flat to the floor. So wherever you need to be, whatever you need to set aside, so that you can open your arms wide, knees are bent, feet are flat, and then widen your heels to the width of your mat. And just allowing your thumbs to be heavy. Feel the base of your thumb on your left hand. Let the left hand be heavy. And you'll feel that through the left bicep. See if you can get your left knuckles, the base of your fingers, down into the floor. Just the left side. Just pay attention. You'll feel it through the forearm. You'll feel it through the arm. You'll feel it into the left side of your chest. You can look to the right if you choose. And keeping the left palm down, let your knees fall right. As though your knees were falling away from the left thumb, left ball of the hand, and keep feeling that. Open the lines, the channels of your left forearm, your left upper arm, all the way into your chest. Change your breath, get it a little higher up into the left top of the lung. And then knees to center, relaxing. Put your right thumb into the floor. Put the right base of your fingers into the floor. Start to open the right forearm. And from there, you drop your knees left. So use the weight of your legs to let your hips be soft. And let the light pressure of your right thumb, the right first finger knuckle, right middle finger knuckle through your arms. You can drop your chin left and open the channels of your right fingers, right arm, all the way into the top of the right side lung. Drop your right knee so that we can start to move from side to side. Let your knees move. And know that with your hands this way, we're opening the chest. When your knees fall right, your left palm is down. When your knees fall left, your right palm is down. When your knees fall right, your right palm is open. And start to revolve through the hands. So one palm turns open and one palm turns down. You can turn your head from side to side and get a little stronger in the hands, in the feet. And feel how this is opening the upper arms. It's opening the central channel. It's opening from the heart to the navel, from the navel to the hips, from the hips to the knees. Feel it change your breathing. 3 and 2. Good. And 1. Find the center. Interlace your fingers. Press straight out overhead. Walk your heels out. Flex your feet. Pull your toes back. Rest on your calves. Hug your forearms towards each other. Reaching. Excellent. Point your toes. And draw your hands to your shins. A little side to side, lengthen the back of the body. And then right hand overhead, right leg long, hand to shin. Left hand overhead, left leg long, hand to shin. And you begin to alternate sides. Inhale as you open, exhale back to center. And bring in your attention and your strength just below your navel. That even now, can you soften your upper back? Can you soften your upper chest and move from the low body? And as you do, as you take the stress out of the chest and the shoulders and you move deeper in, can you soften your face? 3, 2. Keep your right leg long and take your right hand to your left knee and drop it across you to the left. Take your left hand overhead. May not meet the floor, that's fine. Bring it back to center and change. Left leg long, left hand to right knee falls across, right hand overhead. That'll be exhale, center, change, and exhale, twist. So inhale, center, exhale, twist. So your pace may be very slow. Your pace may quicken. We're not trying to go too far. You're just falling to one side and falling to the other. Can you use the ease to keep the spine supple? And can you use the weight of your leg to rinse through the spine? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hands behind your head. Right elbow, left knee, right leg extends. So that same twisting, but now we're twisting through the upper chest, upper back, elbow to knee, is an exhale. And then exhale. Feeling it all come together in the simplest of movements. Keep your attention and your strength below your navel. Move from there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Catch your shins. We're going to roll right up and over, adding a blanket beneath your knees if you choose. So that in that posture, you have some padding if you like, and with your hands underneath your shoulders, you can round, dropping the head and then lengthening the tail, so that the work that you just did through the front of the abdomen can be lengthened. Opening and closing. Even closing your eyes, and then soften it. And if you soften it, it may move more swiftly without force. Wait into the base of your thumbs. Wait into the base of your first finger. So keep that going. Turn your left thumb to point forward. The left finger's turning left. Work there, trying to draw your hands apart. Make space in the upper back. Work there, or turn your left thumb left again, and your left fingertips point back towards your left knee. And you're opening through the left palm, forearm, upper arm, collarbones, down the back body. 3, 2, all the way to the fingertips. And then release both fingers, turning forward. Right thumb turns forward, right finger turns right. So your right fingertips would be pointing towards 3 o'clock. Your left fingertips at 12 o'clock. Try to pull them apart. Keep it going, keep it going. Working there, or turn your right fingertips back towards your right knee. Right thumb turns towards 3 o'clock. Work where you can. And the weight into the base of your right thumb, the base of your first finger. And a sense of clearing through the hand and the forearm, upper arm, collarbone, right side, down the spine. 3, and 2, and 1. Turn your right fingers forward, widen your knees, toes together, find your child's pose. Drum your fingers lightly to relieve any tension in your wrists. Wag your tail, settle yourself back a little bit further, but feel the length now from your fingertips to your knuckles, knuckles to wrists, wrists to elbows, elbows to shoulders, shoulders to mid-back, mid-back to hip, hip to knee, knee to toes. Just aware of the lines that we are opening and becoming. Rising up, tuck your toes. Knees are soft, down dog, walk your dog out. So one heel and then the other. So the base of your thumbs drops down, which means that the inner corner, the wrist, right under the base of your thumb, that drops down toward the mat. But your outer shoulders wrap back towards your heels. And you drop your head. There's a spiral from your thumb through the elbow to the outer shoulder. And pause and feel that. Keep your knees soft. And we'll turn right here. Hands and knees. Left hand down a little closer to center. Right hand behind your head. Right elbow to left wrist is an exhale. Right elbow open is inhale. And so we've been opening and closing through the spine. Add the elbow. Just a little bit more. Opening and closing. Use your left hand on the floor. Keep in contact with the base of your left thumb. Inhale, open. Exhale, close for 2. And for 1. At the top, open your right arm right out. Palm to face the front. Now shift your hips back. Right hand to left hand. Folding. Right hand opens up. It draws you forward. Look up. There's your inhale. Hips go back. Right hand down to left. There's your exhale. So make your way in and out as though you were exploring your wingspan and the whole right side body has a little more space. For 2. And for 1. Good. Keep it high. Opening, opening. Bring your right hand down and find high plank. Step back, down dog. Feel the right side versus the left. And coming to plank, shift to your outer left foot. Step your right foot halfway up. For me, I have to move my blanket just halfway. So my right heel is in line with my right hip. And now your right hand comes up just like you did, but now we're not hands and knees. Take your right hand overhead and scissor your right knee back towards your left heel. And reach out. Good. Reach up. Look down. And then look up, right hand overhead, and draw your right knee back towards your left heel. Look a little more. Turn your navel. 1 more. Reach up. Look down. Standing in your feet and then reaching over. Scissor the thighs, lift the hips, turn the navel. And then right hand down to the floor, step back, down dog. Notice the right side. Right thumb, right outer shoulder, right hip, right heel. Let the left side be soft. And let the right side become more aware, more awake, more attentive, more affectionate, more encouraged. To hands and knees. So the right hand is beneath you, just slightly inside of the shoulder. Left hand behind your head, and that means then when you lift your elbow, your right shoulder's over your right wrist. And then left elbow to right wrist to open and to close. So start by finding your right thumb down and your left rib rolls open. And then from the rib to the elbow, use the breath to help you. Let it change your breathing. Let it get up inside and underneath your shoulder blade. One more. Rolling open, left hand high, unfold. Take your left hand overhead, take your hips back, left hand onto right. There's your exhale. Open wide, looking up. There's your inhale. There's your wingspan. Fold in and out. That we are accessing the heart and the way in which the heart is our purpose and the way in which our purpose is expressed out into our hands. Let those lines, let our actions become much clearer and steadier. We'll pause with the left hand high. Good, and take your left hand down to dog, opening from the left wrist to the hip, to high plank. Outer right foot to the floor, drop your heels over, move your blanket if you need to, step your left foot halfway up, the toes pointing to 9 o'clock, and the left hand sweeps up. Turn your palm to the front, and standing in your feet, slowly take the left hand over. Take your left knee back towards your right heel. Good. Reach up, look down. There's your breath in. And as you exhale, scissor the thighs, send your knee back and revolve your navel. We go 2 more. Inhale. And exhale over. Feeling the shoulder to the rib to the hip. 1 more. Stand in your feet, reach overhead, turn your navel, turn your heart, and take your left hand down to the floor. Step back, down dog, and press the left hand, left hip, left heel. Right side is soft. Right heel off the floor, right shoulder soft. Extend from your left hip down to your heel and from your left shoulder down to your hand. Hands and knees. Bring your knees together and your feet together. Elbows a little, hands a little wider as you rock forward, little bend in the elbows as you reach back, arms lengthen. Hug your knees and hug your feet. As you go back, become completely effortless. Let the legs do far more work than the arms. Take your time as you need to. Feel the front and the back of your chest starting to work together. Just support your breath. Inhale back. Exhale forward. How can you do less work and find your own momentum? Find your own breath. 4, 3, 2, as big or as small as you like. Good. And we'll meet in dog. A little more space in the arms and in the chest. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Turn your toes out to 2 o'clock and widen your knee. Put a block underneath your left hand. Left fingertips point towards 10 o'clock, so you have a V, a space beneath you, and the right hand circles. So begin to just explore what you've made through the right hand, right shoulder, right hip. Hips come forward and back. And this is yours, a means of exploring the front, the back, the inside, the outside. A turn of the chin, a shaking of the jaw and the tongue. And then the right knee bends, right arm stays beside your ear. Now only the hips forward and back. And take your time. Allow your right heel to determine where and how far you go. Then stay and lift the back knee. Scissor the thighs, just you did a minute ago, and turn the navel, turn the heart, look up, stay. Reach your left heel, it's behind you, reach it back. Find your front knee, reach it forward. And then lengthen your throat and soften your face. And the right hand down. And step back, down dog. Right hand, right hip, right heel. Align. Brighter and clearer each time. Just 3 breaths. Let your dog become even, left and right. Drop your head. A little more effortless and a little more precise. Let it through. Left foot outside of the left hand. Turn your heel in on the mat. The toes turn off the mat to 10 o'clock. And then the block is underneath your right hand. And then fingers point out to 2 o'clock so that when you have this great backstroke, you can let your hips carry you forward and back. And you take your time and you feel your way in and out through the full length of your hip, your pelvis, all the way up into the palate of your mouth. Where is it needed? What have you carried forward through your week that you can relinquish and let it move more quickly, more easily? One more. Keeping your left arm beside your ear, let your hips only move forward and back. And now finding that sort of back pocket of your left hip. And how it fits all the way up behind your left lung. And then left knee is bent. Right knee off the floor. Firm your right leg. Hug your inner thighs towards one another to turn your navel, to turn your gaze, to become deliberate. Right heel back, left knee forward, turning left. 3. Put it all together. All that you've done this morning. 2. And as you come down, set down, left foot back, downward facing dog. And start with your attention in the left side. Left hand, left hip, left heel. And then gather the right side to match the left. Thumbs down, chin in, arms extend, knees slightly soft for 3. With your one free hand, I want you to fold your blanket in half front to back to build a bit of a seat. I'm going to turn sideways, but you just face forward, so sit down right in the middle of that. Sweep up and hold opposite elbows. Give it a little shimmy. And as you do, shake out your knees. So you're not holding tension. You can wag your tail. Your outer knees are falling down. And from that, shimmy up. Shimmy up into the tips of your elbows, and your hands are drawing your elbows in, and your arm bones are widening your elbows, and all of it's going up, and yet your seat is going down. And you get this mighty little tremble of the nervous system rearranging through this frame. A little up, a little down, a little in, a little out. And then the right hand down and the left hand over, and we'll move side to side just like that. Up and out, up and out. So you may shake out the hands as you transition. You may move your spine further side to side, or just reach up. Getting the space between your shoulder blades is very tricky, where the ribs meet the spine, and there's not much space for movement, but there seems to be plenty of space for tension. Right hand down, left hand over. So the left palm looks to the floor. Look at your right palm, palm to the floor. Now softly bend your right elbow. This will be breath out, navel to spine. Straightening your arm, look up. This will be in. Bend your right elbow toward the floor, look down. Turn your chin as far to the right as you can. Turn your chin up and to the left as you can. And one more, bend your elbow, looking down. Keep the elbow bent and look up. Drop your left hip. Fall a little bit back. Fall a little bit back. Drop your left hip. And rise up, left hand down. So right hand down, left hand down. Pause and notice left side, right side. And this time when you hold the frame, do it automatically, and then change which hand is on top or in back. So one hand is on top, swap that. Yeah. And then a little shimmy. Start at the tail, start at the seat. Shake out your knees, outer knees going down, tail wag. And be surprised at how much tension is sitting there in your seat. And when you wag that out a little bit, settle it down, then the heart gets a little wag and a little shimmy. And you come up into the chest, and then you come up, a little shimmy through the jaw, through the elbows, all the way up, heart up, chin in. And then you find in the stillness, a little shimmy is internal. When I draw my arm bones apart and I hold them close with my hands, my arms tremble. And just be rearranged a little bit. Drop down into your seat. Let the boundary hold you so that you don't have to hold the boundary. You can come undone in this shape for 3. Stay with it. Breath is full. Wherever it gets sticky, I want you to shake it loose. 2. And move from side to side. That we accumulate tension in the arms and the hands. And this gathers into the heart and into the chest and into the lungs. You'll keep your left hand down and look down to the palm. Fingers point away from you. The right hand is up, look up, and the palm faces the floor, which rotates your right shoulder down and the bone into the socket. Good. Now look down to the left elbow, and you bend your left elbow toward the floor, sinking, looking down. Lift your chin, straighten your arm, look up. So simple. And look down. Turn your chin a little more to the left. And pressing down, turn your chin a little more to the right. Good. And look down. So that you're getting a twist from the seat right to the top of your head. One more, look up. Now your gaze stays up, and your left elbow comes down. Look down. Drop your right hip. Keep the hip down. Look up. Look up more. Turn your eyeballs to the right and drop your right hip down. And then upright, right fingertips down, left hand down, just seated tall. Feeling the space around you as enlivened, enriched, encouraged. The arms at ease, the heart high. Anahata, that which within you cannot be harmed. No one hurts your feelings but you. This is how it feels unharmed. Let's let it move. Downward facing dog. If that's all the time you have, that is a tremendous opening into anahata. The next 20 minutes will bring it from the heart down into the legs, building a foundation. So if you need to go now, go now. Or step your right foot forward and your left knee down. Take your hands up high. Palms together, thumbs down the back, chin in, elbows in. And let yourself move a little forward and back. Left toes are tucked under. Notice if you need a blanket for support for your left knee. And then look up, hands up. There's your breath in. Hands down, step back, down dog. Press. Left foot steps up, right knee comes down. Hands up high. Good, palms together, tuck your chin, bring it a little forward, a little back. A little shimmy wherever it's needed. And then hands up, look up, and hands down to step your right foot up. Fold in. Good, hands wide, sit your seat down, your thumbs up, your heart up, you stand up. Thumbs together down the back, exhaling, elbows in. Heels down, look up, inhale, and fold. Knees soft, hands wide. Right foot steps back, right knee down, hands up, inhale. Down the back, exhale. Reach up, look up, and exhale, fold. Into dog. Let the breath be an extension of your movement. Right foot up, left knee down. Inhaling up, and then down. Reaching up, look up, and then setting down. Step up, fold in. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, standing up, and thumbs down the back. Rinsing, hands up, look up. You're looking to make freedom, fold. Use it, step back, left knee down, fall up. Thumbs down the back, exhale. Hands high, inhale, and fold. Down dog, breathing in. Left foot up, right knee down, breathing out. Sweeping up, dropping down. Inhale, look up. Exhaling, fold. Step up. Sit down, rise tall. Down the back. And up. And fold. Right foot back, right knee down. Hands up high. Down the back, tuck your chin. Reach up, look up. And folding. Down dog. Yes. Right foot up, left knee down. Hands up high. Down the back, tuck the chin. Reaching up, looking up. Folding down. Step up. Fold in. Hands wide, sit down, rise tall. Last time, thumbs down the back. Reaching up, looking up. Folding in. Left foot back, no knee to the floor, hands up. Good, here's your lunge. Here's your lunge. Straighten your front leg, inhale, hands up. Square your left hip forward. Lift your left thigh away from the front heel. Keep that lift as you bend your front knee, as you bend your elbows, thumbs point back. Inhale, up. Lifting by your back thigh. And your back thigh continues to lift even as your front knee bends, and as you generate a little bit of heat, a little bit of power, bend your front knee, keep it there, hands up high. Right hand holds your left wrist. Lift your left hand, lift your left thigh, and go right for 3. And just settle, lift through the left thigh, hug your inner thighs 2. And the right hand down and step back, down dog. Press. High plank, inhale, knees bend, down dog, exhale. Inhale forward, exhale back. So we've made openings through the upper back and the chest and the hands, and now we move the whole body to flush those lines. One more into your dog. And the left foot up. No right knee, hands high into a lunge. Stay. Straighten the front leg. Take your time. Slow it down. Lift your right thigh and wrap your right hip forward. Keep that as you bend your front knee. Keep that as you bend your elbows. That's exhale. Straight arm, straight leg. Inhale. Exhaling down. So move in and out. And each one is lifting by the back thigh. Wrapping your right hip forward. Anchoring into the back heel. Keep the lunge and hands up high. Left to hold the right wrist. Go left. 3. Lift your right thigh. Soften your face. Be still enough that change can happen. And down dog. Stepping back. Pause. Little shimmy in the feet, little shimmy in the head, let it move. Right heel high, left heel low, lengthen. Press the hands down and away. Drop the left heel a little more heavily, the inner left heel. Reaching the inner right heel a little higher. Give it a minute. So you can step up into your warrior 2. And put a block outside your right foot. And if you like, you can build a little bit of a construction with one block on its belly and one block on its side. And that will give you a stable, high reach. Warrior 2. I'm just turned so you can see me. Perfect. Nice. Yeah, we got lines. Hands up. Good, and hands wide. Exhale, take your knee towards your little toe. Rise. So lift via that back thigh. That's so great. Glue your outer back foot to the floor. Keep your front leg straight, arms wide. Now your right hand comes down to that block. Adjust your block so that your wrist is under your shoulder, and the left hand can come over the top. And then the left hand can come down to the left hip. This is inhale. Exhale, hand overhead, navel to spine, firm into the feet. 3. Inhale, hand to the hip, looking down. Exhale, from the feet to the navel, looking up. Again. Navel to feet, stable and stay. Scissor the thighs. Bow into your left ribs. Look down, and if you choose, right hand to your right shin. It will ask more of your legs. Use your right hand to press your right heel into the floor and look up, bowing into the left side and into the left heel too. Strong into the feet, a foundation. Press into the feet. Look down, left hand high, right hand to the blocks, left hand inside, left knee down. Take your block in front and put it widthwise. So this would be lengthwise and this is widthwise. One option, hands on block. One option, elbows on block. Hug your right knee towards your right ribs and put the top of your back foot to the floor. Hug your right knee in. And then a little tuck of the chin. Take your tail back and the crown of the head long. Broaden your upper back. Press the top of the back foot so that the knee, your left knee, just comes off the floor, and you hug your inner thighs together for 3. For 2. knee to the floor, hands down, step back, down dog to change. In your dog, float your right heel high. Same one we began with. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee, bend your elbows, and press them all straight. Good. Again, bend your top knee, bend your bottom knee, bend your elbows, wrap them in, press out your arms and your legs, and stay. Left heel down, right heel high. And the right foot down. And change. So the right foot toward the center line, the left heel to rise up high. Give it time. Arms extending to open your elbows down into the base of your thumbs. Start with what we began with. Right? Inner heel down. Extend your arms to open your back. Upper inner heel up and out. Right heel, inner heel in and down. To step into your warrior two. So foot between the hands. Build your block beside your left pinky foot. And open your arms out wide. And from your legs, press down to rise up. So any standing posture like this is building a base, reminding us who we are, our strength, our stature, and the heart does less work. Doesn't have to hold us up, doesn't have to remind us, I am here. That's the work of the legs, the low body. Straighten your front leg, hands can come up, and then the left hand comes down to that block. The right palm faces forward, and you can take the left hand, the top hand, over the top. And then the right hand, the top hand, comes down to your right hip. Look down. So good. Look up. Reach over. That will be exhale. Inhale, hand down, opening the chest, lengthening the spine. Exhale, navel to the heels. Stabilize. Two more like that. So the inhale makes an opening, and the exhale makes a certainty, a substance. Open, soften, lengthen, and then form and stay. Weight in your heels, feet are long. Drip into your right fingertips. Give it time. Looking down, left hand to the left shin if you like, and extend your left arm to seal your left heel, to turn the left collarbones to look up, and arch into the top right ribs. Stand in your heels and let the body experience its shape, softening your face. And hands down. So the right knee comes to the floor. The block comes inside the front foot, the hands on block. Pause. Because if it's too far, what will happen is you'll have a rounding and a shortening. I want you to look forward. Put your hands on the block. Use the block and the height to take your heart forward, and then put the top of your back foot flat to the floor. And the top of the back foot is sending your heart forward. Keep all of it. And as you bring your chin in, hug your left knee to your left shoulder. Keep the heart moving forward. Keep the top of your back foot pressing down. Can you gather in to the body and extend through the heart at the same time? If there's space, forearms, palms together. Keep your heart long. Keep your foundation clear. 3. Hugging in. Press the top of your foot so clearly that your right knee hovers off the floor if you choose. Wrap the outer hip in toward the bone. And setting down. Step back, down dog. Let it fidget at first. And then look for 3 simple breaths with your body so quiet. Dropping your head, turning your chin, lifting your left heel a moment. Bend your left knee at the top. Bend your standing knee, bend your elbows wide, and extend it all, pressing up and out. Reach. And again, bend the top, bend the bottom, bend the elbows, wrap it in, extend, and reach. Soften your face. Rest in your hands and your heel. Rest in your upper heel. And left foot down. And 3 breaths, steady and still. Good. Walk both feet to the left. Add your blanket down the middle. Unfolded once just for your knees. And then step your left foot in front of your right and bring your knees down to the floor. Widening your feet, sit your hips back. You just deepen further into the outer hips, into the thighs, the inner thighs, the groin. And let it move now, inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, folding back. And go one more like that, and we will return to meet on hands and knees with the left knee in front of the right. So exactly what you've built. And now circle the hips. You're moving clockwise. You're moving clockwise through the pelvis, through the hips. Close your eyes if you like and see where can you go. All of the aspects that are unfinished in our emotions are called ama. And the ama lives in the outer hip, in the low pelvis. All our worries in our low belly. Can you move a little faster? Can you feel it all the way up into the torso, out into the hands, out into the expression? 4, 3, 2. Slowly center and slowly fold back. Like you just scrubbed your countertops and now you wring out the sponge. And fold back and soften your elbows and soften the neck and drop your head. And let your breath be so big and full. Fingertips down and away. Keep dropping in. Softening the shoulders, breathing into the middle back. Dropping the head to soften the outer hips, the inner thighs, the knees until the tips of your toes move. One more right here. You ready? Hands and knees halfway. Walk your hands a step to the left. This is a varsity one. Ready? Hips go back to the right. Hands left. Go where you can. Drop your head. Just for 3. Notice what you encounter where it's sticky. Feed it breath. Soften more. Settle more. Center. And the magic is in your dog. Tuck your toes, uncross, and be still. And just let all of it be unbound. Little currents, little eddies, all rearranging through the legs. Turn your chin. Thumbs are heavy, knees are soft. Arms, balls of your feet lift up, extend, and heels back down. Be still. Good. Stand in your feet. Walk your feet to the right. And cross your right foot in front of your left and bring your knees down widening your feet, fold your way forward and back. Just cutting a trail, feeling what's caught. Palms are steady. Your anchor is in your hands. Your hands draw you forward, your hands send you back, and the hips simply follow along the legs, effortless. One more. So that it can come up all the way through the spine and out the hands. At the top, you will counterclockwise your circle. And the counterclockwise is if you were kneeling on the clock, and head is 12 and behind is 6, left is 9, right is 3. Can you counterclockwise circle your hips and soften your inner thighs and your outer hips and yesterday's opinions and the plans of tomorrow? You come a little bit undone. A little messy, a little racy, a little noisy, a little tearful. Out the jaw, out the mouth. You can let your head move, your upper back move. 3. All the way through the belly. 2. Good. And then slowly rinse it out. There's no hurry and there's no force. The shoulders are heavy. The chest is heavy. And we rest on ourselves. Inner thighs softening, outer hips widening. And the knees soften, and the toes can move. The breath is full. Working here, or we rise up halfway, hands step to the right, and the hips drop to the left, fold back. And just take your time, it's a much bigger fold. Listen to your knees, listen to your hips and your low back. Drop your head as you drop your left hip. That when we encounter the tension, rather than tension more to survive, I want you to soften and fall in. Instead of talking over it, can you listen? Rising, center. Tuck toes, down dog. The hips wash side to side, big, sweet swings. Drop your head more, feeling through the outer hips, sides of the ribs, how they're all connected, how your breath is trapped in the tension of your hips. Good. Walk your feet right up to your hands. And let's flush out the top. Right. And standing. So circling the right shoulder back and the left shoulder back. You can walk out your feet. And keep using this momentum, this big backstroke to clear, to put it all together. You scrub the floor, now you sweep the floor. Rinse it out. And then once there's a place that feels steady, heels down, toes long, keep that and begin to get a little stronger and a little more deliberate with each backstroke. One and then the other. And you feel it through the ribs and the chest, up through the abdomen and into the sternum and the mouth. We will take the right elbow underneath the left. So the left arm will stay out, the right elbow will come under the left. Right hand holds the left wrist. Left hand makes a fist. And be still and let the current run into this bind. Step your right foot to the right. And just straddle your blanket, turning your toes to the right side of the mat. Put a bend in your knees and a hinge at your hips. Bring your elbows down between your knees. And bending your right knee, bring your elbows to your right ankle. And then bend the left knee and bring your elbows to the left ankle. And as you move from side to side, just straighten one knee and bend the other. Move from your feet and soften and open your upper back. Tuck of the chin, spine is long, elbow to ankle for 2. Move from your feet, open your inner thighs, good. And find the center, bend both knees, tail back, heart forward, sit down, elbows up, seat down, elbows up, sit down, elbows up, look up, sit down, stand up, heels down. Step your right foot to your left, face front, and let go. Heels heavy, toes long, palms open. Strong and clear and deliberate. Feel a heartbeat. Shake it loose and find your back circles. So again, walk it out as you need to. That this is yours. This is your human hygiene, your housekeeping. You're moving in ways that allow you to function more fully. Shake it out when it gets sticky. Only you know, where does it need to go? And when you're ready, the heels are steady and the circle gets a little bit stronger. And we'll bring the left elbow under the right, which will mean that the right arm will come out and the left elbow under it. To wrap around, right hand makes a fist. Pause. Let the tops of your shoulders widen. Your heels are heavy, your toes are long. And you step your left foot wide and you turn your toes to the left side of your mat and you bend your left elbow to your left ankle and you move from side to side. Straightening one leg, bending the other. Feel the strength of your legs, the clarity in your joints. Tuck of the chin, lengthen and open through the upper back. Move through your feet, the tops and the sides of your ankles. And find the center. Sit down, tail back, elbows up. Sit down, tail back, elbows up until you are upright. And stay. Chin up, elbows up, sit down, and stand up. Step to the top of the mat. Heels down, toes long, spine tall, and release the bind. Palms open, let it through. Feel the beat of your heart will suddenly accelerate and grow. When you deepen your breath into that pulse, I am this. Interlace your fingers behind your back, knuckles down, just broaden across the collarbone. One shoulder back and down, the other shoulder back and down like your big arm circles, but you're walking the knuckles a little closer to your heels. And then you pause, hugging the forearms in, tuck of the chin, heels down, just straightening the arms without making any force. Heart a little higher, heels a little deeper, arms a little stronger. And then letting go, palms open, and feel the elevation. Anahata, I am unharmed. How would we live without carrying the fear of what has happened in the past and projecting that it might happen in the future? If we are clear of this, we are in an unstruck source of insight, power. Out the hands, out the feet. You're going to fold your blanket into a bit of a seat. So if that's it and you had an hour and you've used your hour, rest on your back. Sitting tall. There's your hour. And if you think, oh my gosh, there's 30 more minutes, go slowly, go softly, go wisely. Now we play. We've done all the work. The whole body's wide open. Enjoy this and see how it moves. So the heels out in front in Dandasana, in staff pose, and the hands rest down beside you. Widen your elbows and then wrap your elbows in, and this will gather the heart up. So fall in, rounding, elbows wide. Wrap your elbows in, heart up, chin in, and press your hands down, press your feet out. That's staff, is the hugging in of the outer arms, the little spin of the elbows in. The back of the neck is long. Good. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Press your outer knees down, draw your toes back, your heart stays high, so you're hugging your arms in just like staff. Good, that's cobbler. And now we'll go into boat pose, so extend your legs out and your arms out, and then sit back up to cobbler. Pause. Good. Heels wide, hands back to wide legs. And then using your heels, not your hands, bring it into cobbler, and then set it out to staff. So if the blanket makes you wobbly and your hamstrings are okay, you can set that aside. Are we ready? We try it out. So heels in, cobbler. Boat pose. Legs out, heart high. Cobbler. Bring it in. Wide legs. Press it out. Heels in, cobbler. Sit taller. Heels out, Dandasana. Pause. Heels in, cobbler. Dandasana, boat to cobbler. Exhale. Heels wide, inhale. Heels in, exhale. Legs long, inhale. Dandasana, exhale. Stay a breath. Go 3 more. And heels in, X. Boat pose. X. Cobbler. X. Press down, rise up. Heels wide. Press down, rise up. You're moving from the low abdomen. Heels in. Good. Knees down. Legs out. Sit tall. Ha. And cobbler. And boat. And cobbler. And wide. Heart up. And cobbler. And legs. More and more use the legs and the low belly. Boat. Cobbler. Wide. Cobbler. Good. Staff. One more. Cobbler. Boat. Cobbler. Wide. Pause. Hands in front. Heels wide. Take your heart forward. Stay flat. So the heart is forward, the gaze is forward, maybe the palms, maybe the forearms. 3. Keep the spine the same as you draw your chin in, lengthen the back of your neck and the back of your spine and your inner thighs. 2. Walk yourself up. Bring the soles of your feet together, no hands. And hold your shins, heart comes forward. Same gesture, knees are wide, heart is forward. Heart is forward, elbows back, heart is forward. And as you're ready, keeping the hips the same, chin comes in, back of the neck grows long. Outer knees down, low abdomen strong. Soften your back, soften your shoulders, maybe your elbows finding your inner thighs, press down and back. Good. Rising up, find your Dandasana, hands down, heels out for 3. It's a pose of repair. When we feel out of sorts, we can find a real security, a clarity. Arms extended, heart is up, chin is in. But really everything we've done has built this pose. So having your blanket nearby, you're going to draw your knees in and turn your blanket to 10 o'clock. So that your heels can go to the right side of your right hip and you're seated on the blanket that's following the line of your left shin. So if we were to turn to the right, I want you to feel that's going to constrain, it's turning inward. And so instead, take your right hand to your left knee and take a block behind you and turn towards the left hip and open. So as you set this up, drop down into the outer left hip, drop down into inner right knee, and open across the front of your pelvis. And the chest comes up and the chin comes in, and you revolve from the low abdomen. Let the left shoulder be soft. The left palm is flat to the block, like staff pose, wrapping the upper arm in and inviting the left collarbone to be broad. And sit into your left hip. Drop your right knee. And soften your face. So if you can feel the turn, the root of the turn is at the low belly. And if it isn't, soften your arms and your hands. Drop into your legs. Drop into the body, and then let the heart turn from that base. Soften and deepen your breathing. Keep softening. Where are you holding? Where is the grip? Ungripping, readjusting. Turning your chin to the left shoulder, left shoulder, left shoulder. And as you let go, you'll turn to the center. And just pause with the legs crossed. Sitting tall, noticing. Notice the right side body, right side abdomen, left side body, left abdomen. And let yourself find a bit of a neutral. And let the breath return. Your blanket will turn to 2 o'clock, following the right shin. Your hips shift to the left. Your heels shift to the left. Left hand to your right thigh. And then you're turning towards that back block. And as you go, sit your right hip down, yes, to lift your heart. And it will show you all kinds of fancy little ways that you are sticky. And then from the belly, from where you just worked, with the heels in and out. Yes, excellent, right there, that spot you just found, rise up out of it and allow it, invite it to be turned right. We do so much in the upper back that is actually designed to be done down in the body. So soften your shoulders, soften your face, soften your head and your plans. Keep feeling. And then soften all the habitual holding and gripping in the face, in the hips. The low abdomen holds you and everything else is available to let go. Turning right, Turning the chin right, dropping the left shoulder. Rinsing right through the spine. Turning. And back through the center. Legs crossed. Sitting tall. That twists create samana. And samana is the turning inward. Just feel the quiet. Let your breath get big and full. Letting the legs uncross, the left foot flat to the floor, the right leg straight out. You're seated on the edge of your blanket. Your block goes behind you, standing tall, or, especially if you're a taller person, set one block on its belly and the second block on its tail, so that you're sitting upright. Take your left hand, reaching out of the left hip. Make length, and then bend the left elbow to a right angle and seal your inner knee to your outer arm and turn wide and find where does the block need to be to hold you upright. So you're turning about 70% of what you could. You could turn further, but you're giving yourself some space, and in that space there's ease. And we will pause here, closing your eyes. Where are you holding? Right thigh, right hip. Find center, let it go. We'll in for 4. Out for 4. Trust the bind. On the inhale, fill your chest. On the exhale, navel to spine, like you were drawing your heels closer. One more time. Chin to the back shoulder. Chin to the front shoulder. Chin to the front shoulder. Put your palm down behind you. Press the block. Turn to the left. All the way up behind your ear. And letting go. Right hand down, left leg long. Keep the quiet. This is what we're building. Right knee bends, right foot flat, left hand back. So reaching your right hand high up and out of the right hip is an important first step. And when you're tall, right elbow down inside the right knee, turning left palm to the blocks. Make any adjustments, set yourself up, and then close your eyes. And maybe 6 counts in, 6 counts up. See what's available. Navel to the spine. So exhaling from the belly and inhaling into the chest. In for 6. Out for 6. more breath. So good. Turn to the front, turn your chin, turn your chin, turn your chin, turn your chin, sit your left hip down. Drop your left palm flat to the block, all the way through the hand to up behind the ear, through the jaw and the lips. As you uncoil, you will put the blocks aside, stay seated on the blanket and come to lie back. Knees are bent, feet are flat, resting on the support of the bolster. So with the low back on the bolster, there's a little bit of length, like a little bit of a hammock. Hands at the base of your thighs where they meet the pelvis, lightly press away and let the low back and the low belly soften and release. 6 in, 6 out. Fill the upper back and empty the abdomen. Extend your left leg out, draw your right knee in, interlacing your fingers over your shin or behind your right thigh, whichever is appropriate to your hip. And allow your right thigh to be heavy and your left thigh to be heavy. 6 in, 6 out. Use the breath to explore your body, accumulate any of the tension there, and then breathe it all the way out, settling. Bend your left knee, put your left foot flat. Half happy baby. Hold your right outer ankle, your right outer foot. Bring your right knee down toward the floor, towards your armpit. You've got the blanket to help you. Might go a little further. Left hand on left thigh. 6 in, 6 out. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. Take your hands as low as they will go, down towards your hip. Extend your left leg out, drop your thigh toward the floor. Press your right heel to the ceiling. Press your right hip into the hammock of your hands. And let your arms straighten and drop the back of your head. Use the leg to open the tops of your shoulders, down the back of the neck, the base of the skull, into the heels. 3. 2. Press into the feet, legs are strong, upper back is open, spine is long, right knee bends, right foot to the floor, hands to thighs, neutral. Notice. Eyes closed. And draw your left knee in. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh or over the left shin. Drop your shoulders. Open your back. Right leg long. 6 counts in, 6 counts out. If it's too much, do 4.
Inhale, fill the chest, exploring. Exhale, navel to spine, emptying. Right knee bends, right foot flat. Half happy baby, so left hand to left outer ankle, outer foot. Draw your left knee down. Right hand, right thigh, press away into the chest, filling the upper back. Out, emptying the abdomen, navel to spine. Smoothing out the experience of your breathing. Interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Take your hands as low, down around towards the left hip as you can. Straighten your left heel to the ceiling. Straighten your right leg out ahead. Press into the left heel. Flex your feet. Space between the toes. Extend the back of your neck. Land in the back of your head. Let your arms be straight and open the back of your neck using the left hip forward. In for 6, out for 6. No tension in the feet, but the legs are strong. Stay with it. Left foot to the floor. Release your hands. Right foot to the floor. Lift your hips. Slide the bolster aside or over you if you choose. Heels turn out, toes turn in, hands on thighs, knees fall in. Let your elbows drop to the floor. Tuck your chin. Walk your upper back a step away from your hips. In for 6. Pause for 2 or 3. Out for 6. And we'll do 5 rounds and then land ourselves into our Shavasana. In for 6. Pause for 2 or 3. Out for 6. Smoothing the experience of breathing. At the pause, feel the sensation of power at the heart. That we are accumulating life force at this heart center. Our ability to enact our purpose. To love. As you conclude your exhalation, you turn the palms open, you walk the legs out. Feel the little rise of your low back. And if you choose, keep that 6 counts in, 2 or 3 pause, 6 counts out, just 3 times, and then let it go. And in the pause, you're building the stability at the heart. You're gathering the prana of this practice, stabilizing it at the heart center, and releasing the breath. When you release the breath, notice how small it may be, how still your experience has become. Rest there. If you have the time, stay where you are, resting your attention at the heart. And as you're ready, arms extend, reaching overhead, deepening your breath. The feet side to side, the knees up and down. Walk your feet in. Let your knees move a little side to side. And hands to shins. You make your way to a cross-legged seat.
Hands on either side. If there's any tension in your upper back through the arms and the chest tomorrow, this is where you'll go to free it up. And then 2 hands high, bringing your palms together. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center. Remembering always this place, this center point, this heart of encouragement and fortitude is you. I am this. Namaste. So replay any aspect of that you would choose. Steady warm-up got us sort of from the heart to the fingertips and from the fingertips down to the heart, the way in which the tissues of the pericardium relate to the tissues of the hands, the way in which our low body, our substance, meets the upper inspiration, this is our reception, and that creates our sense of our purpose. And we can feel when we are not aligned with our purpose, and we can feel when we are. And when we are, we take action. We make things in the world. We make the bed. We make order. We make an embrace. So we need to clear this space so that the action and the purpose of ourselves can move forward clearly through the world. Anahata. Have a great week. Replay it any time. Thank you for your practice. I'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. for Kundalini and then in the park. Satnam.